All right, so here we are at Faces of First Atlanta, and in traditional style, Trey wanted to make his entrance. So, Trey Cooper,
so happy to be here.
Well, have a seat, sir.
Yes,
have
sir.
a seat. You outdid me in the sport coat today, so I'm going to sit over here in my gray tones and let you be bright. So
I knew I was meeting with Brett Caldwell. I wore the best one I had.
All right, so. We've done a couple of these now. I really just, I sit in this team leader office, and you're here every day. You're full of life, big personality. So I'm excited to hear your story, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to being here.
Take me back. Let's start.
Okay.
Who's Trey Cooper? Where'd you grow up? All that fun stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So I guess as a real estate agent, I've been here at First Atlanta for 7 years. Last year, I sold 32 houses as an individual agent. My goal this year is 44. I'm a tad behind, but my goal this year is 44. And all 7 years have been right here at First Atlanta. So that's kind of a snapshot of who I am as a real estate agent. Personally, I'm originally from Athens, Georgia.
Yeah.
Athens is my home. I was born and raised down there. My parents still live there. If you know Athens, you know it's divided between the east side and the west side. I'm from the east side of Athens. And when I was about between 10th grade and 11th grade, I moved to Atlanta. I was a really good football player growing up.
Okay.
Really good athlete, but football was like my main thing.
Okay.
And so I moved to Atlanta and went to high school right here in Sandy Springs at North Springs for my junior and senior year.
Yep.
I was a quarterback and a wide receiver at North Springs.
Got it.
And then that led me to playing football at the University of Maryland.
Okay.
And after
what is the University of Maryland? What's their mascot?
Terrapins.
Terrapins. I knew it was something like that.
Terps.
Okay. The Terps. All right.
So there's
a Terp.
I am a Terp.
You're a Terp
right now. And there was a legendary coach, Ralph Region, who was known for like being a brilliant offensive mind. Oh my God, I think I owe KW Cares $100. So Ralph Region was a brilliant offensive mind. I played for Ralph Region.
Okay.
And interestingly enough, when I was there, we had more guys on the team from Georgia than guys from Maryland.
Oh, wow.
Because Georgia just has so much football talent. So that's a big deal. I only played my freshman and sophomore year.
Okay.
And then I was just a student my junior and senior year. And I ended up with a degree in criminal justice, which was also kind of like pre-law because I thought I wanted to be a lawyer.
All right. So talk to me about that. So why criminal justice? Why would you want to be a lawyer? Not that they're bad, but what was the motivation there?
So now in hindsight, I don't have a fantastic answer. In all honesty, criminal justice was like the major that all the football players were.
Okay.
And I was a football player. So it was most of the football players were either criminal justice majors or communications majors.
Okay.
And so it was a popular football major. Plus, I really did like it. I thought I wanted to be a lawyer until I figured out lawyers read a lot more than they talk.
Yeah.
I'm not more of a talker than a reader.
Yeah.
But that's how I chose criminal justice. Also, the two people in my family that I was closest to were both criminal justice majors.
Okay. So it really wasn't a dream. It was just kind of a thing you just did, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you get out of school, right? You got this degree in criminal justice.
Yes.
And then what?
So I graduated and I finished the summer of 2006.
Okay.
And I started working for Enterprise RentACar in their management trainee program.
Yeah.
Which was basically a sales job. We were selling rental cars and selling the protection on it.
Yeah, I actually heard that the Enterprise organization has a really good training program, is what I've heard.
It is a fantastic program. It groomed me for success. One of the things that it taught me was the importance of wearing white shirts every day, because there you could only wear a solid white shirt or a solid blue shirt. And I did it kicking and screaming, from being there for about a year, I learned how professional it is to wear a white shirt almost every day. And it really does make business happen. It helps business happen. It makes my meetings go well. And is one thing that I learned and I kept. And even now I wear solid white shirts almost 80% of the time.
So one of the lessons you got from that was dress for success, right? Like dress the part, show up for the part, present yourself as a professional, right? Am I putting words in your mouth? Or?
No, that's exactly what I learned. And I also learned the importance of the consistency of it. Because if you are dressed like that, you can't do it just here and there. You kind of got to be like that all the time. And that's one thing that I learned. And I learned, my favorite business saying that I had in my office right now: when standards are clear, decisions are easy.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, man, that's been coming back to me so much lately. But that is what I learned at Enterprise. When standards are clear, decisions are easy. It was not a lot to think about because the standard was clear what you were supposed to be doing. And so it was easy for the leaders to lead, and it was easy for the trainees to train in that way. They had great systems and processes.
I love it. So you're getting out of college, you're going through this great training program at Enterprise, young guy, then what happened?
So then I was doing this in Maryland, and then I was having a hard time deciding if I wanted to stay in the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, or if I wanted to come back to Atlanta. Yeah. Atlanta was home for me. I'm from here, and it was a tough decision, but I ultimately decided to come back to Atlanta. And so I transferred my job here in Atlanta. I transferred my Enterprise job and moved back here to Atlanta. And there were like 1,000 associates like in the Enterprise system. And my very first month, I got like third in Atlanta.
Oh, look at you. And
it was like a big deal. So people like heard about me before they met me, because like nobody knew who I was because I had come from DC. And so I just like people's first time hearing about me, I was like at the top of the sales charts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was it's like I started off with a bang, and it was awesome. And then from there, I graduated. Even though it was great training, I really wasn't making a whole lot of money.
Yep.
So I was doing that in the daytime, and then I only did that then, and then I left and started selling copiers.
Okay.
And I was selling copiers in the daytime and waiting tables at night.
All right. So copiers. So copier sales is cold calling on businesses or maintaining warm relationships. That's my perspective. Yours?
Yes, it is. And getting the agreements renewed was a big part of it. So, and I actually learned how to be a big time salesman by being a copier salesman. And I worked alongside some of the best salespeople I've ever seen in my life. Like those guys were deal makers. They knew how to ink. They used to say it all the time: ink the deal, ink the deal, ink the deal. And they knew how to ink. They knew how to ink deals. They knew how to get past the front desk. They knew how to get back there to decision makers. They knew how to present at the C-level. And I learned it.
Yeah.
And so it was great experience for me to learn how to become a deal maker.
Good.
And I did. I remember, man, the top sales guy, he was like the top guy in the country, and he happened to be like a good friend of mine. And he said, when they're mad, that's a great thing. And I was like, what? And he said, when they're mad, you tell them, come on, cry on my shoulder, you baby, and let them get it all out. And I'm sitting there like, man. And then he said, and then when they shut up, you tell them, tell me some more, and let them get it all out. And he said, man, I don't care who they are. They can only go for about 5 minutes. He said, when they finally shut up, you tell them, no, this is what I'm going to do for you. And man, I started doing that, and I started closing all kind of deals.
Oh, wow.
And that helps in real estate too. Irate clients are a part of the job. And so learning how to manage that, deal with that, navigate that is good, because it's better for them to be upset and mad at you than to never be taking your calls at all. And so and once you understand that, you can see the upset clients as an opportunity, more than a bad day.
I call it the gift of feedback, right? So
Correct.
when somebody's passionate about something in a negative way, and if you can show up and be a professional in that environment, they actually will flip and be just as passionate about being an advocate for you on this side of the coin if you just listen and solve the problem. But a lot of people are so scared to deal with somebody that's upset or somebody that's irate or whatever. It's just the opposite emotion of elation, right?
Correct.
And it's the opposite of, they're a passionate individual. You turn that ship, they're your best friend forever, right? But here I'm just sitting here thinking, listening to your story, and you got this standards of excellence and this training of how to be a disciplined person at enterprise. Then you go into this sales environment at the copier, and you called it the ink the deal, or what was the deal maker, or whatever.
Ink the deal.
Ink the deal, and
get them to sign on the line which is dotted.
Yeah,
they say it in all the movies.
Of course, and but here's the essence of sales, right?
Yes.
Like we're not out here just looking at houses. We're here to buy a house, right?
Correct.
I'm not here just to be your friend. I need you to sign that copier deal, right?
Correct.
And the nuances of how to navigate those conversations. So you're getting this in the copier world, right?
Yes, sir.
And like I said, everybody takes a different journey to get into real estate. It's just interesting to hear yours. So catch me up. So you're selling copiers.
And I'm selling the copiers in the daytime, and I'm not just waiting tables. I'm at the nicest restaurants in Buckhead at night.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of ways that was a sales job too, because they would track like what waiters are called servers. What server had the highest price per person? And my numbers there were high too, because I was selling a lot of wine, a lot of steak. I was putting shrimp on top of anything they ordered.
Yeah.
Like I was practicing the skill set of salesmanship in the daytime and the nighttime.
Wow. So obviously, I'm guessing you wouldn't have been working in the restaurant if you were making a killing selling copiers, right?
Correct.
So this not making enough money to fund your dreams is a theme I'm following. So what happened?
Well, to put things in perspective too, I graduated from college in 2006. So I was working for Enterprise in 2007. So I'm selling copiers in 2008 and 2009, which we know was that was the bottom. That was a terrible time for everyone. So in today's economy, I probably would have had it a little easier. But just like all the real estate people know what they were doing in 2008 and 2009, because you were just trying to survive. So that's what I was doing during 2008 and 2009, just trying to survive. And I was literally selling copiers in the day, waiting tables at night, basically working from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
Right. So how long did you do that?
About 2 years.
Okay. And then is that when you got into real estate?
No, that's not when I got into real estate. Right after that, I became an apartment hunter with ProMove. Right after that, I became an apartment hunter with ProMove in Buckhead at the corner of Far and Peachtree. And then I was still waiting tables at night. And at that time, I'm probably like 25 or 26 years old. And then I got into real estate when I was 28 years old.
Okay, so take me to your first year in real estate. What did that look like? What'd you do? You said you started here, so smart guy, you know. And you started here, and I'm guessing at the time it was Camp 443, or was it Ignite then?
Yes, I think I was in like the very first Ignite class, because right before that it was 30, 60, 90 or something. It was like the
Camp 443 before
correct.
Ignite. Yeah.
Right.
All right, so you jump into Ignite.
Yes.
What kind of success do you have out the gate?
So backing up, I chose this office because I've heard it was the #1 office in the whole state of Georgia, and I was used to playing football at the highest level, and I wanted to be around winners. And as soon as I heard that John Fountain was the team leader at that time. And as soon as I heard that this office was the #1 office in the state of Georgia, I was like, I need to be at the very best office because I need to swim with the big fish and I need to become a big fish. Yep. And that's that's what attracted me to this office and made it clear that this is where I needed to be. And I was a sales guy, so I was used to having a sales job and I was used to coming into the office. My very first year, I would come into the office every single day. I've always come into the office every day, just like any other sales job.
It's a job. Correct.
Yeah. And so it took me 3.5 months to sell my first house, and it was a listing. Yes. So it took me 3 months to get my first close, 3.5 months to get my first closing, which is fast. And my first year, I closed 3 houses in 6 months.
Okay.
I was basically closing a house every other month.
Got it. So catch me up. How did you grow your business?
So I will say, man, thank you to the First Atlanta leadership. At that time, we had dynamic business coaches in this office. We had Janice Luce and Fiona Jane. I was very plugged in to the productivity coaching that this office provided. And I was doing what they said. I was wearing my name tag every day, which I still do. I started my 36 touch and my 36, which the red book, by the way, when you're at Keller Williams and you buy in at the highest level, they call that being Kellerized.
Yep.
I am extremely Kellerized now. I am gulping the Kool-Aid, and I have always been that way. And so I was in productivity coaching, and I was literally just kind of buying in and implementing the systems, models, and tools of what they would ask me to do. Like Janice Luce was like, we need you to get your top 75 people together, and let's start sending them a postcard every month. I started doing that. And now I will say that's probably the one most consistent thing that I've done that's helped my business the most over the years, to send a postcard to my database every month.
Every month.
Now, I might fall off 1 or 2 months a year, but for the most part, I send a postcard in the mail consistently.
I'm sitting there thinking, you're a football guy, and at the beginning of football season, the coach hands you the playbook and says, these are the plays, go learn them, and we're going to run them.
Correct.
Well, in real estate, we hand every agent an MREA book. In a way, it's us handing them saying, here's the playbook.
Yes.
Go run the play.
Yes.
And you ran the play.
I did. I will say right now, my 36 touch is amazing. I send out dynamic postcards. I have a service. I text my whole database consistently. Last year, before the coronavirus happened, I did 4 client events, which was 1 every single quarter. I'm in here to grow just like everybody else is in here to grow, but I don't think anybody's 36 touch is better than mine.
Oh yeah.
I have that much pride and confidence in it. And really my primary motivation to buy the house that I just bought is so that those client events can be at my home instead of being out at the St. Regis and Capitol Grill and all those places I did it last year, because the top agents from around the country at Mega Camp, Family Reunion, and all the masterminds are talking about the power of those client events at your home. And so me buying that home was really motivated by my commitment to my 36 touch.
Yeah. So are you throwing out a battle of the 36 touches? Is that what I'm hearing?
And first of all,
just kidding.
Let me respond to it. It's not a battle at all. It's kind of like anybody who's in the suit game or the hat game. If you're in the hat game, I'm your biggest fan. Like I love it just like you love it. And that's how I feel about the 36 touch. If your 36 touch is amazing, I'm a fan. Like I'm your biggest supporter.
So help me see, I call it see the forest through the trees, or however you want to say it. Like, if there were 3 things about Trey Cooper that were like, these are the 3 principles of Trey Cooper that cause him to be successful, what are those 3 things?
The most successful guy in my family, who is a C-level executive for McDonald's, the first business principle he taught me is in business, you have to be very visible.
Okay.
And so as it relates to social media in this office, I aim to be extremely visible.
You are.
That's one. Number two, I aim for everything I do to be very authentic and fun and entertaining. Like I want my real estate can be boring. I mean, I said it. Like it can be. So I aim to make it entertaining and fun and authentic. And then the third thing I would probably
visible and authentic.
Yes, and fun and fun, authentic, fun, entertaining.
Okay.
To me, all three of those go together because that's what I believe in for marketing.
Yep.
My marketing has to be fun, entertaining. Oh my God, what was the other one I just said?
Authentic.
Authentic, fun, and entertaining.
Yep.
And it's naturally gonna be informative. Like if I'm doing it, it's gonna be informative. But I don't like informative stuff that's not fun and entertaining and authentic.
Right.
And then the last thing I would say is being learning based. That's a core Keller Williams principle that I've bought into. I've been in coaching and training from day one. Your first 24, 48 hours here, I was fortunate to be coached by you.
Yeah.
And so those are the things that I think make up who I am.
I love it, man. So if I walk down well, I guess I'm not going to walk down the aisle of a bookstore anytime soon, but I'm scanning Amazon or wherever, and I see a book written by Trey Cooper, or YouTube flashes across the screen and Trey Cooper is given a TED Talk. What is your subject about?
$2,000 to $1 million in 10 years in real estate as a 30-year-old, because that's what I've done.
So you've taken $2,000 investment.
$2,000 in savings.
Yep. And your goal is turn it into $1 million within a 10-year period.
Correct.
At 30 years old.
A business that generates $1 million a year.
Yeah. The book, the MREA book.
Yes.
The playbook.
Yes.
You want to own the playbook.
Yes, I do.
All right, man. Trey Cooper, thank you for sharing with everybody. Really appreciate your time. You're the man.
Thank you. Y'all take care.